Hello, it's TalkShop247 here. Playing some CookieSlap for once. I've been getting the question, how did I come up with the idea for CookieSlap pretty often as of late, and I've never really given a good reply, just because it's quite a long story, so I figured I'd make a video about it. And the story behind CookieSlap, you really have to start with when I first started playing Minecraft. This was back in early alpha. I actually saw one of CNanner's early videos when he was doing his Minecraft series OFL, and that's when I got into Minecraft. And mostly I just played single player for a while, played on a few random servers with friends, and then I eventually started bringing up a server on weekends on my desktop upstairs for us to play on, and eventually, even later, I started a 24/7 server. On my desktop downstairs, a little old dirt box that wasn't very good, but it was enough for a decent 5 to 10 person server, and so I was running that for a while, and it was just a private server for my friends and I. We played on that for well over a year, and once that became empty, they all went off to college or just stopped playing, and the server kind of died. I started going out to other servers, and one of the servers I went to play on was Rockspot.com, and on Rockspot I became friends with the staff, namely Gigabot, the owner, and at this point I had been making plugins for Bucket already. I started out making some for my own server, such as Found Diamonds or Tree Assist, if you've heard of those, are my two biggest ones, and Giga really helped me do some plugins. He's got some cool stuff that he does, and he figured out how to put enchantments on items one day. I don't remember why he even thought of it, but that just is something that he came up with one day. And so we were messing around with that just on a test server, and I figured I could come up with something for that. So the cookie came from on Rockspot as a moderator. When you ban someone, you could actually slap them with a cookie while you're in moderator mode, and that would kill them and ban them. So that's kind of where I got the idea to use a cookie as the item, just because that was something we used on Rockspot. And a lot of the people that originally came to CookieSlap were from Rockspot. It was just our little friend group there. So I messed around with it, and basically the very first CookieSlap was the ice map, the one with the glowstone, and the glass and the ice on the bottom that's a circle. That was the first CookieSlap map. And so the spawn was set on that spawn. There was no spawn protection. There was about 5 of us who were just my friends on Skype playing together, and you would fall off, you would die in the void, and then you would respawn. There was no score or anything, and even in that time it was really fun. So as time went on, that was only on a test server, and we enjoyed it so much that I decided to throw it up on my currently unused box downstairs, and I just on weekends or when I had time,
channel and switched to secret project on the server.
Sorry about TeamSpeak. When I had time, I would work on the server, and we'd go on, the couple of us, or I'd bump it on Playing Out Minecraft to get a few people online, and I'd make bug fixes and updates. And mostly it was just the first thing I did with this was the scoring. And the original scoring was silly in that you also got a point or lost a point. You got a point every time you were hit. Like right there, I would have gotten a point for hitting him. And if someone hit me off down here, I would have lost a point just for punching them. You got a point. I don't even remember why I came up with that, but that eventually got moved. If you're an older person, you may remember the explosion when you used to fall off. I mean, when we had 10 people, it was pretty cool that it exploded every time someone fell off. But once we got up to more than 20 people, that became madness. And obviously, in the Littlewoods video, but I'll get to that in a bit. So Cookie, yeah, it was one map, funky scoring. And the way that I updated it was I would go play one night, and I'd restart the server after almost every round, because I'd be like, oh, I should add this, oh, I need to fix this, and so we'd just be testing. I'd just be like, all right, round's over, we're gonna restart real quick. The XP and the timer thing, I think that came in there pretty early by Giga's suggestion. So I mean, the original version of CookieSlap, you would have all hated it, because it was just like we restarted the server so much. I would change the server every other day. It'd have huge changes while I was getting stuff ready. it took me a good probably a month. The first month, maybe 2 weeks, had only the one map until I finally added a map rotation system. And it kept running. I was updating kind of a funky code, but it worked on that box downstairs. And then, it's getting popular. We'd always have at least a couple people online, peak at like 20, maybe 40, sometimes even 60 people at peak. I eventually moved hosting the Tree Punch around this time. He offered me a really nice hosting deal. So we were able to, that's how we were able to expand to more than the 15 slots on my server, my personal one. And then I think it was July 4th, my time, is when In the Littlewood came on. And I had woken up that morning and I was about ready to head out. And In the Littlewood, and then I see that the server is full, 100 out of 100 people. And I didn't know what was going on. I had to go ask questions, jump in TeamSpeak to see what was going on, and it was just madness. And to be honest, a lot of the staff were out that day, so we just kind of let the server be. There was really nothing we could do at that point. The server, I was in the middle of doing a big code update at that time to get. There was actually a survival world
Epic joined the server
time, that I had to get rid of, the reduced RAM CPU usage, and I used some fairly bad code that I eventually got around to fixing in this current version. So that was on a Wednesday, I think, and then Thursday we kind of just did what we could with the server, and then on that Friday, I spent about 14 hours straight coding this. I put the server on whitelist and just spent 14 hours straight programming a new version of the server, which is what you're playing on now, more or less, with this rotating maps, the multiple groups instead of because it used to be just one group.
Switch channel to secret project on the server.
There'd be the old version had one arena the whole time, and all 100 people were on that arena or something. So, and yeah, that's what you're playing on now, that version that we spent time working on. And we still do little updates, but it's pretty set now. It is. And then Spleef got added later, because that was just something that was popular in Minecraft and it fit for the minigames thing. But yeah, it was mostly just messing around with the bucket code is how I came up with CookieSlap. And just started off hitting each other off a map, a giant circle map. It didn't have walls actually that first map. I should probably fly over to it. So yeah, it was pretty simple. And I hope that's a good enough answer. If not, leave questions in the comments or ask me in game or anything, and I'll talk to you later.